Hey, I'm Daniel Morey from Camden, New South Wales. It's my 80 series Landcruiser, dubbed 50 Shades of Grey. So I'm a toolmaker by trade. So I was doing manual machining for around 4 years. It's really helped me out being a machinist, with not only giving me an understanding of mechanical knowledge, but also being able to fix things and upgrade things myself. You find the weak points and you can fix them. You can make parts for them. So it's gotten me out of trouble a lot, many times. My first taste of four-wheel driving, I was probably around 10 years old in the back of a dad's mate's 80 series Landcruiser. I think that's where my love for it started. A few of my mates started to get four-wheel drives. I was going out every weekend in my mate's 80 series Landcruiser, and I love that thing. As a kid, my first real experience was in an 80 series, and it just brought back all those memories. I had to have one. I had to sell one of my other cars. I didn't need it, and there was a guy looking to swap for just a daily driver for this thing. It was probably ready for the scrap bin, to be honest. It was haggard. It was unregistered. It didn't have a radio, didn't even have a battery. I didn't care. It was what I wanted. It was diesel. It was an 80 series, and it had a bit of suspension work done to it already. And I'm quite happy to do the work on it. I quite enjoy working on cars. It's just a passion that I've had since day one. Don't even know where it came from. First thing I had to do was to get it home. That was a mission in itself. I thought about just leaving it there and coming back, calling on a tow truck or a trailer or something, but that was part of the adventure. Stopped at the servo and I got a battery, put some fuel in it. The thing ran beautiful. The engine was sound. Mechanically it was perfect. It just needed those few things to get it driving good. I got it home, I got it registered. The first thing I did was I put a front locker in it. That started to get me up some much bigger tracks. We're starting to get on big angles, and it had a 6-inch lift in it, so it started to get real horrible and sketchy in some spots. Got home from that big trip, I actually put it on its side at Lithgow, and then I said we got to take some lift out of this thing, and so I went down to a 5-inch medium rate Dobinson coil. I put a rear sway bar back in it. It was a whole new machine. It was a different beast, and the mods list started growing from there. I bought an ARB locker, and I thought, while I've got the differ part this time, we'll do gears. 4, 5, 6 nitro diff gears, solid spacers. It became a really tough truck then. It could do just about anything. This is where the suspension mods started. So a good mate of mine, he'd built a few four-wheel drives. I said, why don't we 3-link this? And we did it, and we'd look at any track and just hit it, and it would just go up it. Started busting CVs, hubs, everything. Changed to RCV chromoly axles, chromoly inner and outer hub gears. Started to get the thing a bit more bulletproof. Being a CNC machinist, I machined the rear hubs to take 10mm studs. Started to solve a lot of the weak points that we'll find in the vehicle. We're going to change up the 3-link a little bit. We changed all the link ends to Johnny joints, and they've lasted probably 4 or 5 years. To get around a bit of the geometry, the tie rod was getting in the way, so I machined up a custom high steer setup at work, a double shear setup. We got the thing flexing quite well then. We're able to fit some bigger shocks in it and modified the shock mounts. Lifted the towers in the front and in the rear and changed them to accept an II shock, front and rear. Pure luck, stumbled across a complete wreck with a 1HDT in it. Bought that, put the new motor in, really easy conversion, done a new clutch at the same time, and it's nice having this bit of extra power. How far can we take this? And I just wanted that little bit more. I bought a G-turbo for it and put that on. Done a 3-inch custom-made mandrel band exhaust. Ran it all inside the chassis rail for a bit better clearance. I made a 4-inch stainless steel snorkel for it as well. Just bought myself a TIG welder and sort of taught myself to do it. No, I wouldn't really call anything difficult. It's all been trial and error. I don't know, it's enjoyable to me. It's my hobby. I couldn't really pick just one favourite place, but if I had to, I'd say it'd be Lithgow. I've got a lot of memories there. We've had a lot of great trips. I've had this thing on its side. My wife, she doesn't mind going away camping. We recently did a trip up to Noosa. My 2 young daughters, they both love it for the first half an hour, and then they somehow manage to sleep through it all. What I love about all the harder tracks is you know, the challenge and the feeling that you get once you do accomplish something. And when you don't, going back and thinking what you can do to do it better. Modifying this thing it's what I love doing. The more I've done it, the more I realised I loved, you know, modifying them, and I think it was ingrained in me from the start. My first real experience was in an 80 series, but just started and kept going.